LA Baby Gurus, and we're back again
talking about Stove with Heather and Andrew, but we're talking about when Heather came into Andrew's life, which was one of the best things for the whole family. And they together had a third child named Cal, or Callaway. And when he was about 5 months old, I got a call from Heather saying, he's not sleeping. I want him to sleep like Ella. So I said, okay, a little bit more difficult since I wasn't there for those 5 months.
which we discussed a little bit in the previous episode about how the baby that you're with from the beginning was your best sleeper and you didn't have any of the issues.
Oh, yeah.
And now you're thinking, I want some of that.
Set that bar really high.
So my schedule was pretty tight. So we did sleep training through telephone, emails, me visiting.
Constant text,
yes,
blowing you up at all hours.
Which we do a lot.
Which
we
do.
both do that a lot.
Right.
Midnight, 1 a.m.
Yes.
Serious
yes.
for both of us. Yeah.
Yes. Staying on the phone, telling you don't go in there.
Yeah.
He
You
will.
can do it.
He can do it. But he's so tough. But you want him to be tough, but you're tougher.
That's what you
I
said.
told
Yes.
you can do
Yes.
it.
You're letting them know you are in control.
Right. So if you want to talk about that, Heather, how that made a difference for you in your life.
Complete. You know, we had such an amazing experience with you and Ella, and then we wanted to have a baby nurse come for Cal. And bless her, she was great, but she was older and not very firm. So Cal got into the habit of just falling asleep on her, and then I thought I should do exactly what she should be doing. And all I've known really was from Ella from a very young age, seeing how she was from you, and so I just expected Cal to be the same. She did not.
But you didn't have the structured
We did
tools
not have
implemented, and
any
you saw the
structure.
difference.
No.
It was just, and this was the last baby that she had ever done before she retired. So
Oh, okay.
I think she did. So I
She
called
wanted to
you.
just love on him.
Yes, and I did it.
But not everybody does what we do, and that's the thing too, is, you know, implementing sleep training tools from early on is a science, you know, so we do
It's a
that
very
always. We
big
don't ever do
science.
it differently.
No.
You know, we may do it a little slower if people are apprehensive, but when you implement those little things that you noticed with your middle child,
Yeah.
it's just, you see the difference.
Big difference.
Undeniable.
Complete. And she was here 5 nights a week, so just assumed he'd be sleep trained. And she said she doesn't believe in him crying. I was like, well, he does that a lot, so we had to figure something out. And then I called Sherma.
So instead of having the crying with purpose to sleep
Exactly.
train him, she just had the perpetual crying where
Unless
everybody's now crying.
Exactly.
You guys are
Yes.
crying. Everybody's, you know,
Yes.
just unsettled.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
And that's what it is. It's crying with purpose that will end so much sooner and give so much to the baby
Oh,
and
yeah.
to the whole family.
Oh yeah, I light to the end of that time.
Oh,
You
Beautiful
know,
light.
and I would tell you, you're gonna see that light, and it's gonna be bright.
I
and
didn't
he's
believe you,
gonna-
but I just
Yeah.
looked at Ella. I just looked at Ella. I was like, that light is
you
there.
have proof.
Most of the phone calls we get at 4 to 5 months or 6 months, they don't believe us
No, they
until
don't.
they see it.
Yeah.
And it is harder. It is definitely harder. That's why we really urge people to, you know, implement tools. That's why we love to help people with the tools right from the beginning
Yes.
to help everybody avoid so much pain.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he was asleep when I had called you, and you said he was taking every single nap on me.
And
On
All naps,
you,
like in a chair,
on
rocking them
her.
all. I mean, it was
And if not, then he'd just be crying.
the crying the whole
He
time.
would wake up.
Yep,
Because
and
he didn't have that self-soothing tool.
exactly. And I couldn't put him in the crib, and that's the first thing he said.
Yeah, we
have to put him in the crib.
crib.
And it's going to be brutal.
Yeah.
When you start later like that, it is going to be brutal. But it's still short term. It's
Very
still
short
way
term.
better than not doing anything and having really bad habits.
Oh, yeah.
I was having it, bless his heart, he slept in the bedroom with him because I was just so distraught that he was crying at night, so he slept and just for earplugs
Something hid
hid from him.
Yeah.
Right beside there on
We've
like
done
a little
it.
cot.
When
It's
we're
like,
leaving.
okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
I've been in
God. crying.
I feel so bad now looking back, but that was the only way I felt
big,
safe.
healthy,
Yeah.
sleeping
Yes.
baby.
But they need that sleep because the things that you don't get that proper serotonin when you don't get into that deep 90-minute cycles of REM sleep that you get
Yeah.
repeatedly through the night. So if they're not getting that and you're not getting that, everybody is missing serotonin. So
Yeah.
it's really just not healthy.
And, and having the older kids, across the hall and hearing
Yeah.
them screaming. Ella, well, one, she just doesn't know. She's like, why don't you sleep? This is what I do. And just hearing them cry, that hurt them too. So you told me to bring them down to the basement.
I did.
Anything we could do. So
Because you can't hear them in the
I
basement,
put
so the
them-
other kids
Yes,
could sleep.
yes.
you said to get myself a glass of wine, turn the TV on, go hide in the movie room. And I was like, okay. And from then, it was a few weeks, but it was constant calling you. I mean, just in hysterics at all hours. And you would
But it
talk to
works.
me and change the subject, and he somehow just started
Yeah, and
doing
then
his
all of a sudden you're like, oh, he's quiet.
I know. I'm like, I don't know what's wrong. What happened?
Yeah.
This is what's supposed to happen. Okay.
That's what's supposed to happen.
But the thing is, if you start it and then you get too nervous and you stop it, if you're not certain, you really got to get that help and support. Because I always tell people, let's not start it. If you
Until
can't,
you're ready.
Right.
you've got to go
That's
through
what
with
you
it because
said.
we're
Yes.
not in the
You
business
have
of
to be
torturing
ready.
babies.
Yes.
And some people after the second day, they want to give up because it gets really ugly before it gets better.
Right.
But
Yes.
you
Then you
have
don't
to
get
go
that
through that
hurdle.
ugliness.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure that you do get proper help and the tools
Yeah.
so that you do it effectively the first time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I thought it would only work if somebody was physically standing, but even just calling you anytime I was about to go in or anything like that. And I mean, you were so available. You still are.
Yeah.
Still, still
Oh, yeah.
asking you about what do I do for one nap at all hours. And he is finally, he transitioned so easily to one nap.
Yeah.
And now he sleeps through the night. He's an early riser, but he does not wake up through the night.
And then you don't have to get him. He wakes
No,
up.
he wakes up and
Yeah.
Hangs
that's
out,
what you
he
would.
talks to
Yeah.
himself, he plays.
Yeah.
And that's the other side of it is teaching people, and when they do wake up in the
You don't
morning,
have to go in there.
they may fuss in the early stages of sleep training, let's be honest, but they
Right.
need to work through that because they need to be like, I'm just in my space, and that's when they use their imagination and they really learn to be comfortable in their own space. It's just such a beautiful thing.
Yep. He is
It
even
creates
going-
an independent child.
So that you
Not
have
codependent
interdependency
child.
instead of codependency.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
I
you
was,
had told
I was
us.
too independent.
Oh, Mr. Independent, he's like kicking
Well,
me
that's
out.
also
Like,
just
it's
children.
great. It's great now. It's great.
Yeah.
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 But you had then told us, set the time that you think is ideal for your
Good for the
family to
family.
wake up.
Yeah.
And do not go in there and get him until that time.
Mm-hmm.
And we realized he was waking up around 6, but for us it did work going in at 6:30. Us, Andrew gets up at 6:30.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it did
6:30
work
is
for
still a
us.
little
Yeah.
early, but
It
that
works
works
for
for your
somebody.
family.
And we got
Yeah.
to jumpstart with the kids for school, and there's a whole setup thing. And now he's just,
It's like 7:15 to 6:30.
yeah,
So,
yeah. And
There you go.
Beautiful.
he's so great, and he doesn't sleep on me at all.
no.
Not for
Because
a year and a half.
you
Yeah,
be on his own.
yeah, I know. And that was the best thing. I had time again.
How do you feel now? So now you have all the children,
You're right.
you're through it all. How does it feel now?
Oh, what
We're
would
done.
you tell somebody?
We would how good does it feel to have them all sleeping?
We're done.
It feels, it literally
Well,
is.
you just know once the kids are down,
Yeah.
right?
We
Well,
have that time.
You know you
Yeah.
have your
Yeah,
time
your
for
time.
each other.
That was my
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
the kids leave before bed, and then we have time to connect. Yeah.
And it's, it's time for us also to be with the big kids
With
a
you
little
have
bit
time with
more
the
independent
kids.
time.
Yeah.
Cows are-
Because all the children need their time.
Right, exactly.
You know,
Super important.
super important.
And then we have our time, and it's just a comfort to know he's asleep, and even if he's sick, he doesn't really wake up. I'll go in and check, but you can go in and give him
Even with
medicine, he's
teething.
right back down. Yeah,
Yeah, with
I
teasing.
think
Yeah.
he's done great.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of sleep training.
That's the beauty of it.
And
And like you said, everybody's getting their sleep and you're getting your time and then you're
But
still
have
getting
your
more
house-
proper
Yes.
sleep. Yes,
Yeah.
That's a happy household.
And that
Right.
first year, I think especially, and because our family's so mixed together, we were just so concerned about how it would be for everybody. And they were the closest siblings. And, the first year you don't get to connect with your partner at all because you're just so focused on the baby. And so now, from that time, about 5, 6 months, or 6 or 7 months is when he finally got into his really good routine.
Correct.
It was only like a
Yeah.
month after Sherma. And
Yeah.
so we finally felt like, okay, life is back to normal.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest peace of mind.
Yes.
That
You
you
can
can
go back to your date nights.
Yes.
You know, and make plans with the older kids
Exactly.
and have somebody else to watch him.
Yep.
You know, so it makes it work for the whole
Yeah.
family.
Everybody's sleeping and everybody's thriving.
Yes.
Yes.
And I would not, I mean, like I said, you sell everything you own to hire you guys. Like, it doesn't
So
matter to
funny.
have that help. That is the biggest
It's
gift.
the biggest gift because it keeps on giving.
Yes.
Well, the greatest gift though is when we can empower the parents. Really.
Yes.
That's
We love it.
yes, we love it. Yeah,
Yeah.
yes, it's great when we're there, but when we are able to, you know, be on the other end of the phone and
Yep.
give you the
Oh,
tools,
I did not
and
think I
you're
was so
able
strong.
to do it yourself. That's
Yeah.
what we ultimately want.
Oh, for sure.
Because everybody can do it.
Yep. And she has a way, Sherma, you have a way of just somehow I was getting lost in the conversation and I forgot about him crying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I would be looking, but you would help change and take my mind off it. And then it was 30 minutes later. It's like, oh, thank you. Okay, he's great. But you have, it's the biggest
Yeah, you
gift.
need the support.
Yes,
For sure.
You
Yeah.
really need the support.
And your partner is hard
It's different,
to.
like we have different opinions on what
Yeah.
we do, and neither of us are the experts. So
Right.
now it's just
Yeah.
one.
And if
thing.
it's wrong one way,
Yeah.
see you were wrong, or see I was right, or vice versa.
It's not
Usually.
like
Like, and we
Call-
have
call
Mama
her.
Sherma is
Yeah.
our name in this house.
Yeah.
Well, after so many years and years and years
Yes.
and years, you know, like we always talk about because we work together.
The
sometimes,
experience we have between us.
we do it the same way. We work
Yeah.
together, we do it the same way. We
Yeah.
work separate, we do it the same way. And that's why we're very
Why it
compatible
works.
as partners because we know this works
Yep.
Yeah.
100% of the time.
Yep.
Yeah.
As long as you do your part.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
But
that's
you've
why
done your
she's
part.
different. Yes.
Right. You have to do your part.
And that makes all the difference.
Yeah.
That's very good.
Very good. Well, we will be back again with another video. Until then, thank you for joining us.
Bye for now.
Bye bye.